Shalom, this is Chanak Sa'an Ban Yasharala from the Lions in the Yasharala camp. And first and foremost, I'd like to say, Ka Halayim La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harikah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing this truth, the sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I want to come with a quick lesson, and the name of this lesson is going to be Yahweh will give power to his elect to do the impossible. All right, and the inspiration for this lesson comes from my son. We are going over the book of Daniel chapter 2 about when Nebuchadnezzar had his dream around 606, 605 BC, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, when we are reading it, going over it, in the beginning of the chapter, the request that Nebuchadnezzar was asking for the wise men of Babylon to do, my son felt was impossible for anybody to do, and it was said in the scriptures that only the gods could do the deeds or the request that was asked of Nebuchadnezzar. And Daniel was given a dream of Nebuchadnezzar's dream and the interpretation thereof by Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Therefore, he was able to save him and his comrades, his companions, and the rest of the wise men out of Babylon from being destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar, the king. All right, so I just want to go into it as it's like a little inspirational, because it was inspiring for me, you know what I'm saying, especially to see the reaction on my son's face when he seen the power that was given unto Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to understand the interpretation and to know the dream that Nebuchadnezzar had. All right, Lord willing, this is edifying and serve his purpose for the hopeful elect and the edification of the church of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai and the perfecting of the saints. All right, so here we go. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled, and was and his sleep break from him." All right, so basically he had a nightmare that he didn't really. Not only did he not understand what it was, he had forgot what the dream entailed. It says, Then the king commanded to call the magicians, the astrologers, the sorcerers, and the Chaldeans, for to show the king his dream. So they came and stood before the king. All right, so basically he called all the wise people to be like, hey, tell me what this dream is and tell me what it meant. All right. And it says, and the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king and Syriac, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show thee the interpretation. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If ye will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut into pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill. So basically, that's the part where my son was like, wait a minute, who can tell? You have to be able to read somebody's mind to tell them what the dream was and also to interpret the dream, right? So he got a little like, who can do this right then? Kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but that was cool. I just told him to hold off and, just get a full understanding of the matter before you draw a conclusion. But it was good for him to be in that state of mind, for him to think that was impossible. So, because when we got to the end of the story, and it showed how the power was given unto them by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai unto Daniel and his companions to understand the dream and the interpretation thereof by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, right, was kind of a booster of faith for the both of us, to see my son inspired about it, and his inspiration gave me inspiration. And so we kind of boosted each other's faith by going through this, and Lord willing, it does the same thing for anybody that watches this video. Okay, so it says, verse 6, it says, but if you show me the dream and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore show me the dream and the interpretation thereof. All right. They answered again and said, let the king tell his servants the dream, and we will show thee the interpretation of it. So basically, they were like, just tell us what the dream was, just so we could tell you anything that we want to tell you as the interpretation, and then you'll go for it, because that's what their positions were, to be the wise men of Babylon. Mind you, at this point, Daniel and Ananiah, Azariah, and Mishael were not there yet. All right. The king, verse 8 said, the king answered and said, I know of certainty that ye would gain the time, because you see the thing is gone from me. So basically, it's like, man, y'all trying to buy time, because I see I forgot about the dream. So y'all just trying to get me to make anything up that where y'all could just tell me anything. Verse 9, it says, but if ye will not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you, for you have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me till the time be changed. Therefore tell me the dream, and I shall know that ye shall show me the interpretation thereof. So basically, he's like, y'all trying to buy time, because y'all see you're not forgotten what the dream entails. But if y'all can tell me what the dream entails, y'all can bring it back to my memory, then will I know that y'all won't be able to tell me the interpretation, not just pull my leg. And that's what basically the king Nebuchadnezzar was saying at that time. All right. Verse 10, it says, the Chaldeans answered before the king and said, there is not a man. All right, this is where my son started to get intrigued about the whole matter. It says, there is not a man before the king, Slakis answered before the king and said, there is not a man upon the earth that could show the king's matters. Therefore, there is no king, lord, nor ruler that asks such things at any magician, astrologer, or Chaldean. So basically, they're dealing with witchcraft and sorcery anyway, and delusion and deception. All right. So basically, he said, there's no man upon this earth that would be able to handle this matter. Okay. Verse 11, it says, it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is no one other than that can show it before the kings, except the gods whose dwelling is not with flesh. All right. So who are those? The gods whose dwelling of not with flesh. Those are the ones that live by the Spirit, according to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. As a matter of fact, let me get so faith alone separates you from being the ones that live in the carnal mind and the ones that live of the Spirit. All right, this is John 1 and 11. It says, he came into his own, and his own received him not. Right, he came to his own, and he was rejected of his own. It said, but many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, sons of Yahweh, even to them that believe in his name, which were not born of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yahweh. So our purpose and our purpose is to live out the true testimony of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, because we have faith in Yahushai. And also that means that they're going to be the first fruit that come down out of the chariots as New Jerusalem. All right, that came out of the sky, that got salvation. So we're gonna be in our new bodies, appearing to be born from heaven, which in a sense we are going to be born from heaven, because that's where we're going to get our translation period, translation in from the old bodies into the new bodies, to get our glorified bodies. All right, so those ones that believe in Yahweh by Shem Yahushai and the testimony of prophecy of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai are the ones that are going to be given power to do the impossible right here on this earth. All right. Revelations 11. Let me start it up here. Revelations 11 and 3, it says, I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. And we're doing that now. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before Yahweh, the power of the earth. If any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth. All right, that's judgment of the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and devour their enemy. And if any man will hurt them, he must be he must be in this manner killed. And so ultimately, if you receive a prophet, you receive a prophet's reward. But if you reject the prophet, you receive the reward of the wicked. And that goes for these other nations and 2/3 of our people. All right. So that's the power that is given unto his elect. All right, that come bearing the testimony of prophecy, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. So going back to Daniel, that's where the power is given from Yahweh Shem Shai. It's that spirit. So going back to Daniel chapter 2, verse 11, it says, "And it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other that can show it before the king except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh." All right, and that's it. So whose dwelling is not with flesh, those are the ones that are living according to the spirit. Those are the ones that are going to be promised the new bodies that are never sinned. Those are the ones that are going to be given spiritual powers. Those are the ones that are going to be given the secrets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me get what is it? Bear with me 1 second. Okay. All right. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. It says, should I go up? Okay. No, I have to start it. Let me start at 1. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 at 1. It says, "And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, but declaring unto you the testimony of Yahweh, which is the spirit of prophecy." It says, "For I determined not to know anything among you, save Yahweh Shai and him crucified." All right. And we come bearing that testimony. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in the demonstration of the spirit of power. And that's what we live according to the spirit. Now there are now the ones that are really believing Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they do have wisdom, worldly wisdom, but what over trumps the worldly wisdom is the wisdom of the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which we come and bear record of and give a testimony of and become a witness to. It says, "And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in the demonstration of the spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Yahweh." So basically, just like how Esau uses technology and things like that to create lying signs and deceivable wonders, we use the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to come bear witness of the truth. And the truth is what performs the miracles that puts the spirit on the individuals that come bearing the truth, that are giving them the power to perform those miracles. And that comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So those are the ones that are not living according to the flesh, but those are the ones that are living according to the spirit, who are to be the gods that roam the earth. All right, because they're the powers. They're not the ultimate power. Yahweh is the ultimate power. Then under Yahweh is Yahweh Shai. Then under Yahweh Shai is his elect, starting from King David all the way down. All right. It says, verse 6, it says, "Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor the princes of this world that come to naught." Right. Because our wisdom comes from the spirit. Our wisdom comes out of the mouth of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, according to Sirach chapter 24. I might get that sooner or later. Shlakia. So going on. All right, so go back to, so basically verse 5 again. It says that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Yahweh. All right, so basically you have Esau that uses his technology to do all kind of signs and lying wonders, but you have the true men of the Lord that are going to have spiritual powers to do things according to the spirit. They're not going to need all this fancy gadgets and stuff. It's going to be like Superman, that's what Elder made a great reference. It's going to be like Superman versus Batman. Batman got all these weird gadgets and technology, but Superman has pure spiritual strength, power from the sun. But you put that in the spiritual sense, our power comes from Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and we will have all those spiritual abilities. All right. Verse 7, it says, but we speak the wisdom of Yahweh in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which Yahweh ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world, none of the Chaldeans, none of the astrologers, none of the magicians, all right, which none of the kings, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory, right? And they would not have conspired against the children of Israel altogether. But the Most High had to blind the eyes and harden the hearts of man of these other nations, and to prove his point, to show that he's Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, the power almighty. It says, verse 9, it says, but as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the hearts of man the things which Yahweh hath prepared for them that love him. And those are the ones that are going to receive those powers. All right. Now, but Yahweh hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh. All right. So we live according to the Spirit. Okay. I am off work. All right, we live according to the Spirit. So go back to Daniel 2. All right, and 11, it says, and it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other than that can show it before the king, except the gods whose dwelling is not with flesh. All right, so we don't live according to the flesh, we live according to the Spirit. So therefore, we're able to receive those spiritual gifts that Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai has bestowed upon those that love him. Verse 12, it says, for this cause the king was angry and furious and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And that's Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai putting that vexation and that fury all on Nebuchadnezzar for him to write this decree to destroy all the wise men out of Babylon. And in the midst of that, he's going to show his power and his might and his glory through Daniel and his companions. Okay. Verse 12 again, it says, for this cause the king was angry and very furious and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. All right, this is when Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai is going to step up and show his power to protect his elect. Right? And we're approaching these times where he's going to do it to us. Lord willing, I'm part of that number. For those that are, you know what I'm saying, Kal Halayim La Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, you're going to be the ones helping the angels deliver, you know, wreak havoc on these devils, man. The ones that are preserved for salvation. You know, we're going to be given the spiritual powers. And I say that in the most humblest manner, praying and hoping that I'm part of that number. Okay. Verse 13, it says, and the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Then Daniel answered with the counsel of wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guards, which was gone forth to slay the wise men out of Babylon. So the Most High had already set it up to where Arioch, or however you pronounce his name, was already cool with Daniel. You know, Most High, man, listen, the Most High wrote the whole script, so he sees it, everything before it happens because he wrote it. Right? These are his words that we're living out. That's just it. Verse 15. He answered and said to Arioch, the king's captain, why is the decree so haste from the king? Then Arioch made the thing known to Daniel. All right. It says, then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him the time that he would show the king the interpretation. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions. All right. Those are the ones whose slave name was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But these are their real Hebrew names: Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. All right. So now, these were the true wise men of Babylon, because these were the nobles that were taken out of taken out of Babylon. I want to say around 608 BC is when the nobles were taken out, and then everybody else was taken around 589, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Verse 18. So basically, the wise men of Israel, being Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael, and Daniel. Daniel made the thing known unto them, and what they did from that point, they left everything in. They didn't even worry. They left everything in the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and just prayed and waited for the answer. You have two choices: either you worry or you pray. Okay, you can't do both. Okay, and it says. Then Daniel went to his, verse 17, it said, then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercy of Yahweh, power of heaven, concerning this secret, all right, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. All right, let me get a scripture real quick. I hope I can find it. No. All right. All right. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? So all the wise men of Babylon were afraid at this time. All right. Shall there be an evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? And the Lord, all this was being constructed by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because he's doing this, orchestrating this to show his power. It says, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So we will be able to understand these secrets that are being performed by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And also, what did Yahushai say? Henceforth I no longer call you servants, but I call you friends, because the servant knoweth not what his master doeth. He said, all things that have been made known to me by my Father have been made known unto you. Roughly paraphrasing. So we, being lovers of the gospel of the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and loving Yahweh Shem Yahushai, become friends and prophets, and he revealeth those secret things unto us. Back to Daniel chapter 2, verse 18, it says that they would desire mercies of the power of heaven, Yahweh, concerning this secret, just like I just read, but he's going to reveal his secrets unto the prophets, the true prophets. All right, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Then was a secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. All right. Then Daniel blessed Yahweh, power of heaven. This is Job chapter 33, verse 15. It says, in a dream, in a night, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumbereth upon the bed, then he opened the ears of men and sealeth their instructions, that he may withdraw men from his purpose, and hide pride from man. All right. So basically, he showed that dream under Nebuchadnezzar for all this to happen. Then he presented Daniel with a dream to have the understanding and the interpretation thereof. So he wouldn't be, him and his companions wouldn't be destroyed with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. All right. So going back to Daniel chapter 2. Verse 19, it says, then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in the night, in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed Yahweh, power of heaven. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yahweh forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changes the time and the seasons, and he removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge unto them that know understanding. And those are the children of Israel, and the elect of the children of Israel. He revealeth deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. All right, so basically all the things that Esau's doing right now in darkness, the Most High knows all those things. All right, so The deeds of the wicked will not go unpunished. All right. Verse 22, he said, he revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O thou power of my Father, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desire of thee. For thou hast made known unto me the king's matter. And that's how, when we want answers from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, what do? Study, fast, and pray. And we will get an understanding of the things, of the matters that we ask of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in sincerity and truth, according to his will. All right, and that's a beautiful thing, to know that you have some type of comforting and succor by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. Let me get verse 23. It says, I thank thee and praise thee, O thou power of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what is desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto me the king's matter. Therefore Daniel went in unto Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, Destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will show unto the king the interpretation. Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, I have found a man of the captives of Judah, that will make known unto thee the dream. Make known unto thee the king the interpretation. All right. So basically, of the captives of Judah, these are Judites that were coming forth to show the king's matter. Okay, word. All right. Then the king answered and said unto Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, which means Baal protect the king or something like that, which was a slave name or a title that was given unto Daniel. That's not talking about Nebuchadnezzar's son. It says, Art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, The secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the musicians, the soothsayers show unto the king. But there is a power in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head of thy bed are these. So basically, and even though it was given unto Daniel in a dream, Daniel did not take credit for it. He gave all glory and praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. It says, verse 29, it says, As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what shall come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secret maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. So he's basically giving praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua that gave him the secret of what the king's matter. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image head was of fine gold, and the breast and his arms of silver, and his belly and his thighs of brass. So basically, he's breaking down the statue of Nebuchadnezzar. It says his legs are part iron, and his feet are part of clay. All right, and that part. All right, so the head of gold is Babylon. All right. All right, and it says his breasts and his arms of silver, that's the Persian and his Medes, his belly and his thighs of brass, all right, and that's Greece, his legs of iron, and his feet part of iron and part of clay. And so that iron is Rome, and the iron part of clay is really the mixture, is the Brexit and the European Union. So basically Rome rebuilt again through the establishment of the European Union, but it's not going to mingle together because the Brexit, when Britain exits the European Union, causing the ultimate fall of the European Union, which is seen happening right now. And part of that fall is going to be with Babylon the Great, because all you have NATO, the European Union, and America, which is all formed together to reestablish the power of Rome. All right. And that's where it's going to be, the statue is going to be taken down from at the feet. And that's going to be Yahweh Shai, that rock that's going to take that statue down at the feet. And we're living in those times right now. All right. Now it says, verse 33, it says, his legs of iron, his feet of part iron and part clay. All right. Thou sawest till the stone was cut out without hand, which smote the image at his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. Okay. So now that was Yahweh Shai breaking them into pieces. It says, then was the iron, that the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, which is a government. That's the tabernacle of David, which shall be risen up, according to Amos chapter 9 and 10, or 9 and 11, and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and I will tell thee the interpretation thereof, O king. All right. Okay, so going over to verse 46, because that's about to break down everything what you just broke down, being from Babylon, Persians and the Medes, Greece, Greece, Greco-Roman Empire, basically Roman Empire, the establishment of the European Union, and NATO, with the exit of the British